I'm Dennis Santapetro with Fix My Hog, and with me here today is Kevin Baas. Kevin Baas. Teach.
Chopper class with Mr. Bass.
That's right, that's right. Well, thanks for having us,
Hey,
man. It's
thanks
been
for
a
having
great
me
couple
on.
of days.
It's been amazing. It's been fun. You know, I didn't know what to expect, and I tell you what, you guys just great crew, great
Thank
energy,
you.
man. It's been a fun couple of days. I've been having a blast.
Thank you. And the project we tackled over the last few days was taking this knuckle out of a panhead frame that had better days.
48 panhead frame, chopper era, everything was wrong with it.
Right.
Cut up, beat up,
the...
broken, cracked, welded on, bracing put on just to hold it together.
Right.
Not safe. And this is my wife's bike. Didn't like that frame. Didn't make me feel well with her riding it. So we finally got a new, actual, correct knucklehead frame to put this in. And now we got a good, safe, solid frame.
Right.
And she has the opportunity now, as the years go by, this little chopper could progress into more of a stock-looking bike like some of my other ones that we talked about. So,
absolutely,
you know, the sky's the limit. We're having some fun with this, and you know, we're going to get a lot of miles in and a lot of smiles now riding together on old knuckleheads.
I think so. You know, and it was such a great project for us too. We have been focusing Evo forward for many years now, so it's nice to go back in time, so to speak, and for. The best way to do this type of project was, I mean, literally taking it all the way down. We went over, you know, if you're going to buy an older motorcycle, what you should be looking for. We went over, once you do buy one, what you need to know.
What did I get into? Exactly. Oh boy, here we go.
And I think what we did over the last few days is show you some of the stuff you will get into. You know, so it's been a great project. It's been a great run here at your place. You're a great host.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. And just a little bit more for our members and viewers, you know, why this era of motorcycle? Why did you how did you fall in love with the knuckle?
You know, it started as a kid. You know, my father, he's always had panheads, and my mom rides a shovel head. And so I've been on the older bikes since little on. And my dad had a knucklehead when he was 14. And it's the only bike he's ever sold because my grandma caught him with it when he was 14 and said, "You can't have this bike, you need to sell it."
Right.
My dad's never sold a bike since that day, kept them all, but he's never been able to get another knucklehead.
Right.
So as I was growing up and I got my first Ironhead Sportster, then I built a panhead in tribute to my dad because he had a panhead. But in my head, I always felt like I want to get a knucklehead and build a knuckle kind of for Dad's lost knuck, you know? And once I got my first knucklehead motor and I built the first bike on it, just riding it and just the excitement of having an old knucklehead, because they're rare, you know, 36 to 47 only. And back when I started doing this, there weren't a lot of younger people in my, you know, and I was, you know, in my late 20s, early 30s, riding a really cool knucklehead around, where most of the other younger generation were riding Evos and new bikes and Sportsters and whatnot. So it was kind of neat because I'd pull up and I just kind of stood out like, wow, look at this guy with this old, you know, 47 knucklehead. What the heck?
Right.
You know, and, you know, that passion just blossomed inside of me, and it just spread, and I started looking for more knuckleheads, trying to find stuff, and I've collected quite a few now. But I really appreciate this era of the Harley bike. I think this is their most coolest, most beautiful motor that they've made. You know, this is their first overhead valve motor, and it's got so much history, so many cool things happened in the past because of this motor, and I'm proud to have it. It's kind of neat because, you know, like my early one, my 39 knuckle, you know, the Harleys and the Davidsons probably were standing there and they maybe touched that motor actually personally. So they got a lot of soul. And that's what I always say about these old bikes. The new bikes are cool, new customs are cool, but they don't have the soul like an old bike like this. Like this motor had history that we don't even know about. There's probably some old farmer that had it driving around. It could have been a police bike at one time. Who knows where it went and what travels it's been on. And the way I look at old bikes is we're just caretakers, you know. I'm not the owner of this. I'm just a caretaker of this bike because I'm not going to be here forever. My wife's not going to be here. My kids, we don't know where this bike's going to end up. But now that we know that there's a love for these and people want to keep them and don't want to let them get trashed or thrown away, there's going to be caretakers hopefully for, you know, ever. This bike will live forever in some way, shape, or form. And just to know it was in my stable here for a while with my wife riding it, and then my son's enjoying it too, and they get to be riding it. It's neat because that's got that soul, you know.
Absolutely. And you've done so many bikes. They've been in magazines, you've won shows. The coolest thing is you're a teacher. In the school. Your school has won. Your students have won. That's amazing stuff to keep another generation into it. You know, my brother's went to vocational school. He's a mechanic. But for motorcycles and Harleys especially, that knowledge base kind of has been lost to a point.
Right.
So one of the biggest things for Fix My Hog over the years too is I just wanted people to understand the mechanics of their bike,
Yeah.
what they should know about it. And, you know, going deeper into history just gives people another viewpoint.
Right.
So everything you do with the school and everything you do with the students, it's much appreciated.
Well, thank
And,
you.
You know, you're doing a really, really cool job, and we hope to do a lot more with you.
Absolutely. I'd love
So,
to. You know, I'm
yeah.
just passing the torch, and now that some of the viewers can see just a taste of what an old Knucklehead's all about,
Right.
we could look at doing a Panhead down the road and maybe generator shovel and some different things,
Right.
Ironhead Sportsters, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun that you guys are willing to kind of step back, look at some of this old stuff, and give us guys a chance to tell our story
Absolutely.
and share why we love them and you know why they're reliable bikes. If you know what you're doing, you maintain them, you build them right, you can ride them anywhere. I've ridden my 47 all the way to California.
Right.
Week later, I left here. A week later, I was in Seal Beach, and you know, people thought, "How could you ride that bike that far?" And I thought, "Well, how could I not?"
Right. That's what they're made
I'm
for.
not worried about it. I know
Right.
what this bike is. I put it together, so yeah, they're fun. You know, it's definitely a work in progress. Every time you always want to be checking stuff on these. They do vibrate a lot and things break, but you know, general maintenance, a lot of love, and they'll run forever.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for really having us.
Yeah,
It's been a
appreciate it.
pleasure, and
Thank you.
we'll do more with you. And stay tuned and watch more, and wrench safe, and we'll see you soon.